Hey, board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo pot with another unboxing. This time we're taking a look at Carnegie, a game I've always wanted to learn. I've tried to fool around with a little bit on BGA, but hadn't picked it up yet, just clicking buttons. But now that it's in my hands, we're going to try to learn it and get this played on stream. It's from Pegasus Spiel. It's a game I purchased. It's not a review copy. And it's from Xavier Georges, who also did Carson City. So you might know his work from there. So let's get right to that Game Toppers LLC table and see what's inside this box. Look at this gorgeous artwork, this covers by Ian O'Toole. Got a picture of Andrew Carnegie on the front, philanthropist, big time money person, IGA award winner, Golden Geek award winner. Had so many people tell me, man, BJ, we know what kind of games you like. You're going to love this game. Back of the box. Says 90 to 120 minutes. It's one to four players. I'm not going to play it solo, but definitely play it. Jared and I have been wanting to play this. We're going to try to play it today. So I don't know if we're going to stream it the first time because it's a pretty big, chunky, heavy game. But let's get right to this thing. So we got a nice little room finish rule book there. Carnegie. So we've got simple instructions on the game components, every single one of them, visuals, little introduction about Carnegie himself, and how I haven't seen this before, how the rules are set up. Okay. Talking about Carnegie, playing the game, what each of the departments are, how to do the solo games, and explaining what the highlights are here. So far, so good. Tiny type for my old eyes, but the setup is very, just visually, it's easy to see. Kind of see how the board's going to get laid out. What the basics are for the companies, how to play the game. We're going to lots of full color illustrations, and all the different actions you can take, how to activate the employees, and what the end game is like with all the scoring. A little bit about the tracks and donations. That's a big part of this game, is moving stuff around, and also the donations. And then an explanation of every single department that is in the game. Okay. And of course the solo rules, which I will leave you to discover on your own. Like when publishers use the back of the book for something important, something useful. Here they have a turn reference, all the icons, set up some little hints about the setups. So this is useful. You can pass this around and everybody can use that. Very impressive. I like that. So far, so good. We've got some components. Round marker. I should leave this out because I can reference some of these things. Yep. Timeline marker. Right off the bat. Big bright orange one too. That's nice. Big gear. He was an industrialist, so that makes sense. And then these big white pieces are the action markers, but they require stickers. Okay, so the 4 action markers, they just haven't been stickered yet. So somewhere in here, we've got some stickers. I'll get to the cards later. This is interesting. So these are the player pieces, and these are some cool colors. You don't see it on BGA really, but it kind of matches the colors that you see on the cover here with this kind of an aqua shade of blue, and then interesting shade of gray, gorgeous looking kind of corn looking gold there, and the white. Yeah, so we see blue and white and gold. We don't see gray very often as a color piece, but this is nice. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Interesting colors. And we also have some player discs, right? Yep. Each player is going to get 30 player discs to put on their boards. And again, look at those colors. That's just excellent choice here. I have no idea whether these are colorblind friendly or not, but I like how those look. We've got some good cubes. So part of this game is going to be producing goods and moving around. And we've got the big ones, and these are value 5. They're just wooden natural cubes, but kind of like shellacked almost. I like that. And just the regular size. These are the singles. Okay. Not bad at all. This is the first player marker. A cool little train, as you can see. Yeah. First player marker. full color painted black marker. Big train. A giant board. I remember people telling me that this is probably not gonna fit on this. Just about fit. So we're gonna have to make this work for the stream. This reminds me of Ian O'Toole's artwork in the train games that he did for Capstone. Yeah, I'm getting that same kind of vibe from Irish Gauge, right? Yeah, Irish Gauge, and I can't remember the other one, but Irish Gauge is the one that I have. He did like 3 of them. This is very similar. It give me the feels, the memories. So we got all the different towns here, New Orleans to Chicago, all the gonna be the different quadrants of the country, West, Midwest, East, New Orleans, and I never picked it up. Just clicking buttons around on VGA. I never could figure out what I was doing in all these different cities. I just clicking stuff and putting it, and I knew that was not going to work. Okay. Oh, we got the stickers. So I'll get those off stream. I'll take care of those. But you can see that's the four different actions, right? So that's management and construction, and then the people movement, which is human resources, and the last one is that research and development. Okay, interesting. Yep, I'll get those stickered up. We've got a bunch of cardboards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we're gonna have to break out. All right. When we're making up our little boards, we're going to use these along with these different little tiles. They're going to be kind of randomized, and so we may not get the same board setup every game, but once we'll have these in position, they're going to be bracketed by this, and you notice that these brackets also go double-sided. So again, it could be different every game, and I think we have at least 2. Yeah, we have 2 of those brackets, but again, the brackets are double-sided, so they're going to look different every game depending on how you play them. Okay, I got to get those knocked out. Then these cool little boards, they sort of remind me a little bit. I mean, I don't know how they work. They sort of remind me a little bit about how Aquatica has those location cards, and then you'll move up the locations, punching the bubbles as you go along. This kind of reminds me of the same thing in that you've got your player board, and you're going to have these. What do they call these things? So these are called the project tabs. They're double-sided, as you can see, and they have stuff on them. So as best I could tell from BGA, as you're going, you'll get these benefits, I guess is the way to say it, as these things slide in there. So we'll see if I'm right about that or not. You have some little money, so let's punch that out just to see how it is. Okay, money punches out nice and neat. I'll probably use coins when I'm playing this game, but the money's not bad. It's little cardboard tokens representing $1. Looks like a wad of money. So I'll get that punched out. And then the departments. I do want to see. I want to show you some of the departments. I wasn't having trouble with the icons themselves. They seem simple enough. So it's good. This part about costing money, and these are going to be the actions over here, and so that's gonna you add those to your player board, and that'll give you some benefits depending on whether you have employees on them or not. There'll be some costs depending on whether you have employees or not. So that I will get done off screen, but we've got some more money there we can take a look at. So we got the 10s, which in a nice gesture, clearly different from the 1s. So nice, that makes it a lot easier. You can see there's tons of departments. So we've got a lot of different setups that are going to happen. And of course, you have all the different little tabs that we talked about. That is going to be interesting. Okay, so we've got the player boards. I don't know what to expect because, like I said, I've only seen them online. Oh, these are dual layered, and they're already. Hey, it's interesting. So it's like a board. that has just a just a thin sheet on the back of it. Interesting. So I'm guessing that you'll take this little thing like this. Let's see, the green will match up with the green. See how it kind of gave me that feels of Aquatica sliding in, and you'll still see what it is. Or maybe it goes that way. I'm not sure. We're going to figure it out. It's your starting setup on the board. And I was looking to see if there's any warpage or anything, because this is missing that piece, but no, it's very smooth. So, I mean, you can see the indentation, but it's not a big deal. And you'll start with your employees in all these different little areas, and you'll be able to move them. You'll be able to add new departments over here for the cost, and then move employees onto there using human resources. So that's the 4 player boards. They are very impressive. You can see the different colors, the gray, the white, the blue, and the gold. Interesting. Okay. Well, last things last. We've got, yeah, here we go. Got a nice little deck of cards. Wish I could tell you what the cards are for, but I don't even actually remember that there were cards in the VGA implementation. So when I played, every time I played Jared and them, I've gotten smoked. And I think I even tried to play Dan and them with the Geek All-Stars. And again, just got grilled. And after 2 or 3 times of not reading the rules and just trying to, sometimes you can do that. You can kind of pick up a game on VGA, but this is not one of those. It's a little too deep. Okay, so, oh, the feel of these cards, so nice. Linen finish. Yeah, Jeremy wouldn't even sleeve these because they're so nice. So we've got the 4 player guides, yep. And then I don't know what the rest of these cards are, but we are going to just kind of show them off a little bit. Nice. I don't know if this is for the solo or if this is for the actual game. The cards are for 45 of the solo cards, 40 action cards, and 5 victory point cards. So I'm going to put those aside. But it does come with 4 player aids that you need to play. That's why I didn't remember any cards with BGA, because there actually weren't any cards with the BGA game. I'm digging these pieces. We've got some work to do with these, but I'm gonna try to get this thing played with Jared today. All right, that's everything you get in the box of Carnegie. I am super excited about playing this game. I've had too many people tell me this is the kind of game that Jared and I would like. So let's find out today if they're right. Carnegie. Been trying to get it. It was impossible to get for a while. Sold out everywhere for a long time. You couldn't get it. And then there's a new edition that's coming out, and I don't remember which publisher, but somebody's putting out a really fancy edition, an upgraded edition. And then Game Nerds had a little sale on the older edition, I guess, that finally went into print. I got my hands on it, and I can't wait to play it. And until next time, Laissez, bon temps, rouler.